For no reason at all. Jada Pinkett has given us more information about her than nobody wanted to know. So apparently, Chris Rock tried to hit it. Now we know why Will was so mad. Baby in Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, it's that time of year again. It's the time of year where Jada Pinkett goes on a tour and gives interviews just to embarrass Will Smith. Okay. Now, first thing I want to say is this. I kind of don't blame Jada all the way. Okay, so for everybody, I know her name is Jada. I call her Jada because I want there to be a differentiation between when I say Jada Kiss and when I say Jada Pinkett Smith. You get it? So I want there to be a differentiation between the two. I don't want to say the same thing for the... Anyway, so Jada Pinkett has decided, you know what? My husband hasn't been embarrassed enough this year so far. Let me get to it. And she decides to let everybody know that basically, first, her and Will Smith have been separated since like 2017 or some shit. But besides that, apparently, when the rumors started spreading that she might be on the open market, Chris Rock pulled up and started asking about the vagina. So now we know. Now we know why Will Smith was like, nuh-uh, can't stand this one. That was one joke too many. Also, might I say, now I don't even know if this is real. This might not necessarily be true. I'm sorry to say, but Jada Pinkett Smith to me isn't one of the best examples of a loving wife. I'm just saying. She isn't one of the best examples. So I don't know if any of this is true. I don't know if dude really said this. This could all just be a figment of her imagination. She's pretty good gaslighter. She probably, stands in the mirror a couple of hours every day and gaslights herself into shit. In any regard, Will Smith went on stage after she gave him a look. And we all seen the look. And then she pretended like she had no idea what was going on. This is proof. She knew exactly what was going on. This is 100% bona fide proof. You knew that when Will made Part of Me, when Chris Rock made that joke, and then you gave your husband that look, and y'all gave that knowing look to one another. This dude was just asking about the vagina, and now he's on stage talking about the... We's not doing this. So in any regard, put it down in the comment section. And do y'all think she's just doing too much, fam? I don't know what this is. Okay, so I get it. This is what I think is going on. I'll just break this down real quick. My opinion. She might be the one that wants it to be public knowledge that they aren't currently married anymore. And that might be why she's doing all of this attacking Will, because Will might be the one that don't want to give the divorce. And since Will is the one that don't want to give the divorce, maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's why she's carrying on the way that she does. Because she does a lot of carrying on, fam. And this is insane that Will would even stay married to her, knowing that they were separated over an extended period of time. So this just lends me to believe that Will might not just not want the divorce, and he's willing to go through all of this shenanigans in order to keep, the presentation of a public marriage. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if that's what it is, but I'm just going to be honest with you. We've all seen what Jada Pinkett Smith has been doing the last few years, in regards to Will Smith and in regards to their marriage. And this is just too much, man. She's just doing way too much. Just, what are you talking about? How is this even a thing? So it just lends me to believe that one of them just doesn't want to let the other one out of the marriage. And I'm sorry, it looks like she wants out and wanted out and hasn't been allowed to leave. And that's probably why she's conducting herself in the manner in which she is. But she's constantly putting this dude on blast every 5 minutes. And if that's what it is, I don't know how to feel about it. But in any regard, let me know what y'all guys think about this. And also, are you on side with Will? Because can Chris Rock make that joke? Like, you tried to... I mean, I guess all of the Hollywood people is always asking around about each other's Johnson and vaginas. So, I guess, you know, like, that's the market they're in. I don't get it. Maybe it was a personal thing that Will has personally going on with Chris Rock also. I mean, I don't know. Chris Rock is one of those guys that him and his friends make a lot of movies together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how Adam Sandler got his, like, main guys that they always make movies together? Isn't Chris Rock, like, one of those guys? They like, in a bubble? Which is a good thing, by the way. Like, do it that way. Make sure your friends get a check. But isn't Chris Rock kind of like one of those guys? I mean, he's not one of my favorite comedians. I never thought he was one of the better comedians. I always looked at him as an extremely intelligent man, though. Like, you could tell he's intelligent. Never one of my favorite comedians. But he is funny, and I'm not trying to say he isn't. In any regard, should Will have gotten offense? Like, with this new information. Now, are you looking at it like, yeah, Will should have been pissed. Will should have slapped him twice. He should have slapped him because he should have slapped him on the day. And then he should have slapped him because now we got to slap him again. He should have slapped him twice. Let me know what y'all guys think. I'm just saying all of the things. Like, comment, subscribes. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bowmans. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.
No longer recall said, "You write well, Cavario. You could be a writer." I remember sneering and remarking, "A writer? I'm going to be a gangster." I remember thinking that I had chosen the game, but I survived long enough to understand that the game had chosen me long before I even knew what choice was. Long before I understood that the choices we make sometimes lead to circumstances that leave no choices at all. Long before I knew the world was filled with infinite possibilities. Bullshit yourself and the world will play along. We're taught this long before we can identify our true selves. But even before that mentality is uploaded into our psyches, we, as children, operate on simplistic interpretation. This is what makes us more likely to do what the adults in our lives do rather than what they say. My people never wanted me to be in the street, but everything in my home and everything in my community dictated otherwise. And as psychologists will often argue whether nature or nurture is the cause of our behaviors, I've come to suspect that it's a bit of both. If that's so, then the likelihood of my becoming who and what I became was as sure as the earth on its axis. Although I ended up bringing something uniquely my own into existence, as I was nurtured in a setting replete with criminal inclination, I often too felt the influences of my parents' innate makeup heavily affecting my actions. This exposure hardened me and prepped me for what would become my future. Consciously, I knew nothing of the interaction between my genes and my world, but I held my elders in the highest regard. Theirs was a criminal dynasty, cold, mean, and unflinching, and they bared no weaknesses, or at least none that were visible to my young eyes. Growing up in the 70s gave me the opportunity to witness the end of an era. It is a time that will never be repeated, a time through which I was afforded the knowledge of the unwritten handbook. The pictures on the pages of our invisible manual bore images of fierce flights and frivolous fancies, and I looked forward to growing up and taking my place in this gritty landscape. Like most children, I thought my home was indicative of all homes. I thought that everyone witnessed hundreds of thousands of dollars being counted by their parents on an almost daily basis. I thought everyone found 100-round spitting .45 caliber Thompson submachine guns in their mother's bedroom closet. Thus, by the age of 9, I believed that I was genetically engineered for the life of a gangster. And at this point, I have forgotten more about the game of death than most have had the time or opportunity to learn before their time is up and their opportunities are no more. Who am I? I am the son of my Harlem-born gangster-to-a-heart mother and the genetic product of my Harlem-born killer-without-a-heart father. I am the result of confusion and anger and the byproduct of deceit and greed. I am 100% guerrilla hustler. And the term guerrilla hustler is a term that I coined specifically to express the unique condition of what made me and how I operated. I didn't want it to be confused with hustler, like rap, you made it, or gangster, like rap made it. There's no A on the end of my gangster. There's no A.
That's G-E-R.
Yes, the E-R. You dig?
Yes,
like,
sir.
Raised by wolves, get that. All right?